fellow homesteaders, I'm Tara with New Life on the Homestead. Today we're going to be making do-it-yourself, all-natural honey body wash. Contrary to what you might think, the honey does not make the body wash sticky. It won't go ripping at hair on your body. You can actually even use this to wash your hair. Now before we get started making the body wash, I'm going to show you several different types of containers that you can store it in. This is an upcycled, BPA-free foaming liquid soap dispenser, and these work great for the body wash also. You can order these BPA free, and this looks just like this on Amazon. I think there are 3 for $5 or $6 for Prime members. You can also order them in clear glass and in amber glass, which costs a little more, or just a pump lid that is not plastic, that's stainless steel. Much more ideal in my opinion, because I really do not like plastic. I'm just out of containers and was upcycling from my stash to make this today. You can also order just the pump lid that will fit on mason jars, or a mason jar style dispenser with a non-plastic head. So there are all some different options there. This is just an upcycled olive oil bottle, and we don't have little ones getting in our bathtub or shower. So even though an adult can knock it over and break it, it's pretty sturdy. It's going to sit in a low shelf, so I think that reduces our safety hazard. So I use this, and then I have 2 little ones here. One is glass. It is an upcycled seasoning herb dispenser, or storage container rather. These are great for a travel size. If you want to do samples or small amounts, if you're donating to a fundraiser, using them for a business, or if you just want to make a whole basket of different things as a gift at Christmas. I do a lot of homemade presents. They're always well received, and you could print off some literature about why your friends and loved ones should not be using all these commercial products that are laden down with potentially harmful chemicals, and give them a sampling of what they can make and some recipes so they can continue on making them themselves. This is another small container, BPA free again, and it's plastic, so a lot safer to use when you're traveling, again for samples or gifts, or for little ones. You want to make them their own size of their own dispenser. Maybe you want to make a different scent in theirs, or you want to use some tea tree oil or other oils that might be too potent for little ones to use, or somebody with a specific health issue, or somebody who's pregnant. So you're going to make your base recipe, and before you put in the oils, you could pour some out in smaller containers so you don't have to make multiple batches. So those are some of the containers. Today I'm just going to be using plain old-fashioned mason jar, again glass. Now this honey-based body wash is wonderful. It keeps for like a year. There's no need to replace it after a week, or worry about waste, or keep in the refrigerator like the coconut milk-based one. Love it. It works great, especially if you want to use it for shampoo or conditioner or shaving cream, but it does have a shorter shelf life because this one is honey-based, and honey is a preservative. This one should keep up to a year. The honey and the coconut oil or coconut milk can gel after they set for a while, or they get too cold, so you need to not keep them in too cold a place. Set them near a heater, warm your container a little bit during the winter time, or give them a few shakes. And they should be fine and good to go. So I'm going to put in 1/4 of a cup of honey. I started making this video a few minutes ago. I'm putting the wrong amount of honey, so I had to start over. That's why there's some residue in my jar. Now this is raw honey, which I recommend highly. If you don't have raw honey, you can go ahead and try a regular honey. This is locally raised honey, which is great for treating allergies or anything like that, because the bees are hardened to your environment and can be more helpful in getting rid of a cold or an allergy. I don't think it's really helpful even if you're rubbing this on some small wounds or things when you're doing your body wash, that it was locally raised. But that's what we always buy. We're working on getting our own apiary going with bees, so then I'll be raising my own honey. But until then, we buy it from a local Amish place. Now this is a nice little funnel here. I keep one handy for all my natural cleaning products and personal care products, as well as making herbal remedies. These are great if you're dealing with a smaller bottle and you worry about wasting your ingredients or not getting enough to make the consistency right. Next, we're going to do 2/3 of a cup of either coconut oil, liquid Castile soap, grapeseed oil. Those are some of the suggested ones as alternatives to liquid Castile soap. Castile soap is great It's a little pricier than the other oils you're using depending on where you shop. And if you have a rural homestead like I do, you're not going to be able to find that within probably an hour's drive. So you can order it from Amazon. They have it. There's a link in the article of the best quality at the best price that I could find. That's how I try to always link products. The ones I've personally used or have used that somebody else has made. But it's just more of an expense and waiting for time. And I have used it, and it's awesome, but I don't think that any of the other substitutes that I use are really any less awesome, and they are far handier, especially if you need to make a quick gift or you're out of something and need to make more. And you can even mix it up a little bit. You don't have to use all the same oils. I might have 2/3 of coconut oil left here. I set it outside in the sunshine so it would liquefy. Gave me a chance to check on my Pearl, our 3-legged, 1-eared nanny goat. She's due to kid at any moment. I would say I might have to stop this video and do it in parts in case I hear her going into labor. But it's about 80 degrees and sunny in the middle of the day, so she won't go into labor now. She'll wait until it's the middle of the night and there's a storm. That's how she always does me. She bursts on her own. She's a trooper. Really can't complain. I would just prefer she doesn't do that in the most horrible weather that she can find in the middle of the night. Okay, next we're going to do the 2 teaspoons of sweet almond oil, canola oil, olive oil, sesame oil. Jojoba oil works really well. These are just some of the ones that are easy to find, inexpensive, work great, and that I happen to have on hand and have used in the past. So get my teaspoon out here. Sorry for the clanging. These are my grandmother's old metal measuring cups and measuring spoons, and I just love them. So I really like sweet almond oil. I use it for a lot of things. And I have not used shampoo in my hair in like 2 years. I use a homemade coconut milk or coconut oil based conditioner. I don't really use any hair product. My hair is naturally wavy. It does what it wants. I don't curl it or straighten it or put a bunch of spray or anything like that on it. And my hair gets dry. It feels like straw and shampoo. That squeaky clean feeling, that's all the natural oil is being stripped out of your hair. I'll go ahead and give this a shake now. So I just use my coconut based conditioner. When I get out of the shower, I put a couple squirts of sweet almond oil in my hand, run it through my hair like a leave-in conditioner, pick out my hair, and oftentimes I use what is called my redneck hair dryer. I get in the 4-wheeler or the side-by-side, and by the time I get to the barn to do chores, my hair is dried, looks like it's been beach blown or something, and it's all set for the day. So I've got easy care hair, which is nice to say that and say, hey, look, it's super frizzy when it's humid and it won't do anything other than what it wants to do anyway. Okay, now I'm going to put in 1 teaspoon of vitamin E. This is a great moisturizer. It also helps to thicken your body wash. You don't want it too thick, especially if you're going to do it into a pump. But you don't want it really thin and runny either, running off your body before you get a chance to really rub it in and wash with it. So I'm going to go ahead and give it another shake. You don't really need to shake till they're all in, but because the honey is so thick and so are the oils, it doesn't hurt to give it an extra shake. Okay, excuse me, I've had a cold. I've been fighting it for 2 weeks. So we can get through this whole thing without coughing, but apparently not. I'm putting my reusable canning lid on and giving it a bunch of shakes. Shake it for about 30 seconds. You really want to combine, go up and down, get that honey melted in. You can kind of see here how it's dripping along the sides. You want to make sure that honey gets fully combined with all of your other ingredients. A few shakes back and forth. Sometimes I'll shake it for a good minute or so. Then I might let it sit and settle for a minute or two and then give it some more shakes. Basically, you cannot shake it enough. And it really doesn't hurt before every use to give it a few shakes anyway. Oh, please tell me I did not put that on too tight. Okay, I did not. I got tired of fighting with the honey lid earlier. Now you can put in your essential oils, and in the article there's a guide to different ones. These are not a chamomile oil, and these are little chamomile balls. You can take them like a pill. They can last for a very long time. You can mix them into a tea. So since it's a solid, I'm going to go ahead and put it into my mortar here. I like jumping beans. And try to break them up a little bit because they are just too thick. They are like little beanbag things to get saturated enough. Now if you're using a water-based honey body wash recipe or for any other flavor, and I've seen those on the internet, it just gets a little too runny and it just does not have as long of a shelf life in it. Okay, I might have them crinkled up enough that now they actually will disintegrate. If I had chamomile oil, that's what will be going in here. Still a little thick, stiff, but I'm not going to subject you to more pounding with my mortar and pestle. So I'm going to use a little bit of neroli oil. I didn't have that in my list. I've not used it as often, but I do like it. Totally up to you what oils that you use. I try to go light on the tea tree oil unless I'm making this just for myself, because my husband hates the smell no matter how much I disguise it, and you really can't smell it. There's no strong turpentine smell. He swears he can't. If he gets a tinky tiniest whiff of it, or he just assumes that I went ahead and used tea tree oil, because being nature's antibiotic, I do truly love it. I put in some lemon, some rose, a little bit of sandalwood. You can use none, you can use a lot. To see what your favorites are for scent. Peppermint's really good too. And for any other properties you want to have. If you have dry skin, or if you have making this for a teenager who has acne, you can just go ahead and mix up, use some of the oils I have on the list. Or if you have some that work great for some skin conditions that I didn't note, please put them in our comments section. Sometimes I'll even put some lemon zest in there. Now this, I did not use a citronella, which might seem odd for a body wash, but if you're going to go camping, be outside all day to a ball game, hiking, on a trail ride, whatever. I have tried this and it seems to work pretty well. You go ahead and put this in the body wash you're going to use when you're doing those types of things, and it seems to help keep the bugs off of you while you're out and about. So now I'm going to shake it all up again. I didn't use a ton of essential oils. I probably put about 5 drops of each in there. You can use up to 50 or 60 or a few or none. It's up to you. But see, now I do have, it's really combined now. There's still some dripping of the honey, but I've gotten it a lot more combined. And I'll go ahead and put a little bit out of my hand, and you can see the consistency a bit better that way, I believe. And it doesn't really foam up. See, it drips off, but it's like a nice, it doesn't feel oily, but it's a nice oil feel, like you're putting on something that's moisturizing. It's not sticky at all. Make sure you can see my hands here. It's not sticky at all. It runs. It's kind of like if you're using an oil-based sun tanning lotion. Is kind of what the feel is, best way I could describe it. So it'll feel really good on your skin. It smells good. And that's all it takes. And I did this kind of slow, showing you everything measuring out. You can do it by fill. Usually I'll do a big jar like that, and I might divvy it up into smaller containers. It only takes roughly 5 minutes to make it. It should last for a year. And it works for everybody unless you're using essential oils where you might have somebody with a condition, temporary, permanent, or due to their age, if they're very young, you might want to skip on the oils or certain oils. That's something you need to do some research on. Always talk to a doctor. I'm not a medical professional of any type. I just share the uses for oils that I've come to learn and appreciate and have worked for my family. So there you go. That's all there is to it. And let us know if you try this and you like it, or if you have any problems or some neat variations you came up with for the recipe in our comments section or on our social media. We'd love to hear from you.